Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Recha Kodesh. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And today we're going to go into the book of Numbers, the 17th chapter. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and take of every one of them a rod, according to the house of their fathers, of all the princes according to the house of their fathers, 12 rods. So for each tribe, they would have a prince or a man, whoever that would represent them, and then for each of them, you would get a rod, which is like a branch. Okay, so there'll be 12 rods. Write thou every man's name upon his rod, and thou shalt write Aaron's name upon the rod of Levi. For one rod shall be for the head of the house of their fathers. So Aaron will represent the house of the head of Levi, the head of the house of Levi. So his name would be on the rod for Levi, and likewise the rest for the rest of the tribes. And thou shalt lay them in the tabernacle of the congregation before the testimony. Now these rods weren't like super long, these branches, but long enough to where they could fit in the actual ark. But at this point, they weren't put in the ark; they were just there, right, in the tabernacle, as it says, before the testimony, where I will meet with you. And it shall come to pass that the man's rod, whom I shall choose, shall blossom, and I will make to cease from me the murmurings of the children of Israel, whereby they murmur against you. So basically, the Lord is going to cause the one who He has chosen, their branch or their rod, their wooden rod, is going to blossom and or bloom, like how flowers do. And at that point, He's going to put an end to that complaining and the bickering and the murmuring and the who's this and who's chosen. Put an end to it all. Now you know who the Lord has chosen. And Moses spake unto the children of Israel, every one of their princes, and every one of their princes gave him a rod apiece, for each prince one, according to their fathers' houses, even 12 rods. And the rod of Aaron was among their rods. And Moses laid up the rods before the Lord Yahweh in the tabernacle of witness. And that's another way of saying the tabernacle of the testimony, or the tabernacle, where the Ark of the Covenant is. And it came to pass that on the morrow Moses went into the tabernacle of witness, and behold, the rod of Aaron of the house of Levi was budded, and brought forth buds, and bloomed blossoms, and yielded almonds. And sure, we all know what that looks like, but let's look up Aaron's rod that budded. So these are like different depictions. All right, this is like one here where you have the like flowers like growing on it, right? That's the budding or the blooming, as it says here, and yielded almonds. And Moses brought out all the rods from before the Lord Yahweh unto all the children of Israel, and they looked and took every man his rod. And the Lord said unto Moses, Bring Aaron's rod again before the testimony. So Moses, after he brought the results back, showed the people, right, and then everybody took their rods. But the rod of the rod of Aaron, the Lord told Moses to bring it back. It says here, to be kept for a token against the rebels. Because remember, this was because of the whole situation with Dathan, Korah, Dathan, and Abiram, in them opposing the leaders the Lord had set up. So the Lord said, put Aaron's rod, leave that one here with his name on it and everything. And that would be, as it says, a token, right, against the rebels. So if anybody ever needs a reminder, that is in the ark, or it's in there, let me say that, for this reason. And thou shalt quite take away their murmurings from me, that they die not. So now you're going to completely shut them up, so that I don't get pissed off again and kill them again. And Moses did so, as the Lord Yahweh commanded him, so did he. And the children of Israel spake unto Moses, saying, Behold, we die, we perish, we all perish. Whatsoever cometh anything near unto the tabernacle of the Lord shall die. Shall we be consumed with dying? Now, in these last two verses, it sounds random, but this is really Israel complaining because they're overwhelmed, right? Looking at the past events that had just happened, right? The death, from getting slain, for eating of the quails, right? Getting slain for opposing, right, Aaron and Moses, the earth opening up and swallowing those wicked men, them being burned up, the Lord, you know, throwing the plague among them. They're now feeling very afraid and overwhelmed that basically, like, you can't do anything without the Lord killing you, right? So they're saying, like, if we even, breathe wrong, the Lord is going to kill us. And that's what they were basically complaining about here. And that brings us to the end of the book of Numbers, the 17th chapter. Lord willing, this was edifying to the elect. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Recha Kodesh. And until next time, Shalom.